Hello students, let's see the continuation of chapter 8, that is strings and string manipulation. In this session we are going to learn about string formatting operators, formatting characters, built-in string functions, membership operators and program using strings. Okay, so let us see what is string formatting operators. The string formatting operator is one of the most exciting feature of Python. So it is very important feature in Python. Okay, the formatting operator percentage symbol, which means modulo symbol, is used to construct strings, replacing parts of the strings with the data stored in variables. By using this string formatting operators, we can replace the string parts from one place to another place. Okay, so let's see one example. See, this is this index string to be displayed with modulus value 1 and modulus value 2. Okay, next modulus value 1 comma value 2. Here value 1 and value 2 are the variables. Okay, see this example, name mark. These are the variables. Name is equal to Rajarajan and mark is equal to 98. In the print statement, string formatting operator is used. See here, print, first you have to write name and next modulus is and marks modulus d. After that write the modulus again, within the parenthesis write the variable's name mark. Okay, when you are giving like this, the name Rajarajan and marks 98 will be printed on the output screen like this. Okay, in a single line. So by using string formatting operator, you can replace the part of strings with the data stored in variables. Okay, next some of the formatting characters and its usage are also given here. See, modulus C, that is for character, modulus D or modulus I for signed decimal integer. Signed means minus sign, like that. Okay, next modulus S for string and modulus U for unsigned decimal integer. Okay, positive integers. And next modulus O octal integer and modulus X lowercase x or uppercase x for hexadecimal integer. Okay, which means lowercase x means A to F and uppercase x refers uppercase A to F. Okay, next modulus E, uppercase and lowercase e for exponential notation, and next modulus F for floating point numbers, which means fractional numbers. Next modulus uppercase G or lowercase g for short numbers in floating point or exponential notation. Okay, so this is about formatting characters. Next let us see escape sequence in Python. We already know that escape sequences always starts with a backslash. Okay, when you have used single quote to represent a string, all the single quotes inside the string must be escaped. So let us see some examples. First see string within triple quotes to display a string with single quote. This is the print statement. This string is given within triple quotes, but within the string double quotes and single quotes also given. Okay, see here, they said what's there. So you will get the output like this for this code. And string within single quotes to display a string with single quote using escape sequence. See this statement, print they said what's there. Here we used backslash, but this backslash symbol will not be printed on the output screen. Okay, only this quote symbol is displayed on the output screen, because this backslash symbol will be escaped from the string, so it is called as escape character. Okay, so you will get output like this. Next string within double quotes to display a string with a single quote using escape sequence. See the print statement, they said, next backslash is given, what's there, next backslash is given. Okay, so for this code you will get output like this. This backslash will not be printed on the output screen. Okay, so this is about escape sequences. Some of the escape sequences supported by Python are /n new line and backslash and single quote, double quote, ASCII bell and ASCII backspace, ASCII form bit, ASCII line feed, ASCII carriage return, ASCII horizontal tab, ASCII vertical tab, character with the octal value, and this character with the hexadecimal value. Okay, so this is about escape sequences. Next, let us see about format function. Okay, this format function is used with the strings, is very powerful function that is used for formatting strings. Okay, it is very powerful function. Here the curly braces are used as placeholders or replacement fields which get replaced along with the format function. Okay, so in this format function, curly braces are used as placeholders. Okay, so let's see one example. This is the example. Num1, num2 are the variables. You have to enter the input for num1 and num2 variables, which means number 1 and number 2, and print the sum of curly braces and curly braces is curly braces, and format num1, num2, and within the parenthesis num1 plus num2. Okay, so in output you have to enter the first number, you are entering 34, and enter the second number, that is 54. Next, see the print function. The sum of next curly brace is given. This curly brace is what? Placeholder. For which number? 34. And next curly brace is for which number? 54. Okay, so the sum of 34 and 54 is, next curly brace is for what? Total value. Okay, total value is what? The sum of 34 and 54 is what? 88. Okay, so here we are using the curly braces to represent format function. Okay, so next let us see built-in string functions. Built-in string functions are used to manipulate the string. Okay, some of the built-in string functions are given here. Okay, length str. What is the use of this function? It returns the length of the string. Length means number of characters. Okay, see this example. A is corporation. Here print length of A. Here A is a variable. You have to print the length of A. Okay, so count the number of characters are present in this string. 11. Okay, it will be printed on the output screen. So next, capitalize. It is used to capitalize the first character of the string. Here one example is given. City is equal to Chennai. This Chennai is given in lowercase letters. See here. Next, print city capitalized. So when you are giving this statement, the first letter of this string Chennai will be capitalized. Okay, see here. This is lowercase c. This is uppercase c. This output will be printed on the output screen. And next, sender with fill char. It returns a string with the original string centered to total of width columns and filled with fill char in columns that do not have characters, which means you are entering the string welcome. If you want to change its width and columns, and if you want to fill other characters within it, and if you want to move that string to sender, you can give this function. Okay, sender with the fill char. So you will get the output like this. Okay, and next, find sub start end. Here sub means substring. Okay, next, start means where you have to start, and end means where you have to end. Okay, so the function is used to search the first occurrence of the substring. It returns the index at which the substring starts. Okay, where the substring starts, you have to enter that index position. Okay, it returns -1 if the substring does not occur in the string. Okay, if the substring is not present in the main string, it returns -1 in the output screen. Okay, let's see the example. String 1 is equal to mammals. Here first you have to find MA. Okay, here substring is given but not given start value and end value. So here you have to take the whole string. Okay, because here start value is not given, end value is not given, so you have to take the whole string. Find this substring MA in the main string. You can find this MA at the starting index. Okay, which means at the beginning. So So starting index value is what? 0. So it will be printed on the output screen. And next str1 find ma2. Okay, here substring is given and start value is also given. Okay, but end value is not given. So you have to start your search from second index value. Okay, see here, this is 0, this is 1, this is 2. Here you have to start. You can see here substring ma is present here. Okay, so you have to print the index value of that substring. Okay, so what is the index value? See here, this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So your substring starts from here. Okay, so index position is 3. And next str1 find ma. You have to find the substring ma. Next start value is given 2, end value is given, that is 4. So you have to start from 2 to 4. Okay, see here, this is 0, this is 1, this is 2. Here you have to start. Okay, here you have to start, and this is 3, this is 4. So for this code, it displays -1 in the output screen because the substring could not be found between the index 2 to 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1 means you have to take up to 3. Okay, you have to specify up to 4, but you have to take up to 3. Okay, and it returns the index at which substring starts. Okay, so you will get the output like this. Next str1 find ma, and start value is 2, end value is 5. Okay, so here you have to take from m to l. Okay, see here, substring is available or not. Here substring is present. Okay, so at the index position 3 you found the substring, so it will be printed on the output screen, that is 3. Okay, see next is alnum, which means is alphanumeric number. Okay, it returns true if the string contains only letters and digits, and it returns false if the string contains any special characters like underscore, edge, hash, multiplication symbol, etc. Okay, if a string having digits and letters, it returns true, but if it is having any special characters, it returns false. Okay, let's see the example. String 1 is equal to save earth. See here, it returns result false. Why? Between save and earth, space is given. Okay, space is a alphanumeric character. Okay, so it will not be allowed, so it returns false. See, save 1 earth, this is true or false? True, because it having letters and digits. And next C is alpha. If this function returns true if the string contains only letters, otherwise return false. If this string contains only letters, it returns true, otherwise it returns false. See one example. Click 1, 2, 3. So it is true or false? False, because it contains letters and numbers, so it is false. Next see Python. It is true or false? True, because it contains only letters, so it is true. And next is digit. This function returns true if the string contains only numbers, otherwise it returns false. Okay, see here, save earth, it returns false, because if the string contains only numbers, it will returns true, but it having only letters. Okay, so it returns false. And next lower function. Lower means what? Lower case. Okay, it returns exact copy of the string with all the letters in lower case. Here str1 is equal to save earth, it is given in uppercase letters. When you are giving this lowercase function, this all the uppercase letter will be printed as lowercase letters. Okay, and what do you mean by uppercase function? Okay, it returns exact copy of the string with all letters in uppercase. If you are giving one string with lowercase letters, it will be returns output in the uppercase letters. Okay, if you are giving welcome string in lowercase letters, this upper function will return it as uppercase letters. Okay, And next is lower. It returns true if the string is in lowercase. Okay. So if the string is in lowercase, it returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. See here, this is welcome string. This string is in lowercase letters. So when you are calling this function, it will be returns true. Okay. And is upper means it returns true if the string is in uppercase. If the string is in uppercase, it returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. So if you are giving string welcome in lowercase letters, it will returns false. Next, title. It returns the string in title case. Title case means if you are giving a string education department, it will change it as title format. Okay, which means it will capitalize the first letter of the words in a given string. Okay. And next swap case, it will change case of every character to its opposite case, vice versa. Okay, which means if you are giving string Tamil Nadu, the string having uppercase and lowercase letters, when you are giving swap case function, lowercase letters are changes to uppercase and uppercase letters are changes to lowercase. It will be printed on the output screen. Okay. And next, count str beginning end. It returns the number of substrings occur within the given range. Remember that substring may be a single character. This beginning and end are optional. Okay. If it is not given, Python searched in whole string. Search is case sensitive, which means uppercase letters and lowercase letters are different. Okay, not same. See this example. str1 is equal to Raja Raja Cholan. Here you have to print string 1 count Raja. Here you have to count the substring Raja from this whole string because beginning and end value is not given. Okay, so you have to count this Raja substring in the whole string. See here, 2 times present this Raja string. So it will be printed on the output screen. And next, print str1 count R, which means lowercase r. See here, this r is present or not? No, it is not present. So it will be printed 0 on the output screen. And the next, print str count uppercase r. See this string, this is r, this is r. So 2 times. So you will get output 2. And next, print str count a, which means lowercase a. Search this string. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So this will be printed on the output screen. And next, you have to count a, which means lowercase a, and starting index is 0, ending index 5. See here, starting index is r, ending index is this r. Okay. You have to find the lowercase a between these two r. Okay. So this is one a, this is another one a. So 2. It will be printed on the output screen. And next, print str1 count a. You have to search a. Starting index is given, but ending index is not given. So you have to start from 11th index position. Okay. So see here. So you have to start from h and count the lowercase a. This is a, only one. Okay. So this one will be printed on the output screen. And next, order of character. This function returns the ASCII code of the character. Okay, it returns ASCII code of the character. If you are giving any one character, it will print the ASCII code of that character. Here ch is equal to a, uppercase a. When you are giving this, the ASCII code of that uppercase a will be printed on the output screen. That is 65. Next, if you are giving b, uppercase b, 66 will be printed on the output screen. That is the ASCII code of b character. And next, character of ASCII. Here it returns the character represented by ASCII. Okay, if you are giving any ASCII code, it will returns the character of that ASCII code. If you are giving 97, it will print the character of that ASCII code. Okay, that is lowercase a. Next, if you are giving 87, uppercase w will be printed on the output screen. So this is about bulletin string functions. Next, let us see membership operators. The in and not in operators can be used with strings to determine whether a string is present in another string. So these operators are called as membership operators. What are they? In and not in operators are called membership operators. It can be used with strings to determine whether a string is present in another string or not. Okay, so see one example. First you have to enter this string. For string 1 variable and string 2 is given, that is Chennai. Next, if condition is there, if string 2 in string 1. If string 2 is present in string 1, then that condition is true. Then you have to print found in the output screen. Otherwise, if the string 2 is not present in string 1, you have to execute the else part, which means not found will be printed on the output screen. So see the output. You have to enter the string Chennai GHSS Saidapet. So when you are giving this string, this if condition will be evaluated. String 2 Chennai is present in string 1. Okay, so this condition is true, you will get the output found. Okay, and next in output 2 you are entering another one string government GHSS Ashok Nagar. When you are giving this string, the if condition will be evaluated. If the string 2 Chennai is not present in string 1, so the else part will be executed, that is not found will be displayed on the output screen. Okay, so this is about membership operators. Next, let us see the programs using strings. See the program to check whether the given string is palindrome or not. Here you have to write one string and see that the string in the reverse order from last character to first character. If the given string and reversed string are same, then you can call it as that the given string is palindrome. If not same, then you can call it as that the string is not palindrome. Okay, so in this code you are entering the string Malayalam. So the given string is what? Malayalam. If you are writing this Malayalam string in the reversed order, it is also same as the given string. Okay, so this given string is palindrome. Okay, see the next output. You are entering the string welcome. If you are writing the welcome string in the reverse order, you will get like this EMOCLEW. So the given string and the reversed string is not matched. So the given string is not palindrome. So this is the output. See the next program to display the following pattern, which means you have to print this pattern. Okay, here this is the program. str1 is equal to, you have to write the multiplication operator, that is star symbol, and next you write the initial value 1 and write the condition while loop. Okay, I is less than or equal to 5, print str1 into I, and next increment I plus is equal to 1. So first initial value is what? 1. So you have to check the condition. 1 is less than or equal to 5. True, this condition is true. So you have to print str1 into I. So str1 means what? Star. Okay, star into I. So you have to print this multiplication symbol star for one time. Okay, this will be printed on the output screen. Next, I plus is equal to 1. So you have to increment that initial value by 1. So this I becomes 2. Next, check the condition. 2 less than or equal to 5. So this condition is true. Next, string 1 into 2 means what? You have to print that multiplication operator for 2 times. So it will be printed on the output screen. Next, again update the value. So this I becomes 3. 3 is less than or equal to 5. True. This condition also true. So you have to print the string for 3 times. Okay. So this star will be printed 3 times on the output screen. And next again update the value. So this I becomes 4. Okay. So 4 less than or equal to 5. True. This condition also true. So you have to print this string for 4 times. Okay. So next again update one value. So this I becomes 5. So check the condition 5 is less than or equal to 5. 5 is equal to 5. So this condition is true. Then you have to print this string for 5 times. That means you have to print this multiplication operator for 5 times. Okay. Again update one value. So this I becomes 6. So again check the condition 6 is less than or equal to 5. No, this condition is false. Here you have to exit the loop. Okay. So this is the output. Okay. Next, let us see another one program to display the number of vowels and consonants in the given string. So here you have to print how many number of vowels and consonants are available in the given string. You have to print that. Okay. So you have to enter a string in string 1 variable, and in string 2 variable one string is given. Okay. That is all the vowels are given here with the lowercase and uppercase letters. Okay, A, E, I, O, U. Here we are entering the string Tamil Nadu School Education. Here initial vowels and consonant values are given 0, 0, and for loop is given for I, str1. Okay. Next if condition is given. So see the string 1, that is Tamil Nadu School Education. Take the first letter T, check that letter with the string 2, which means check that T letter is vowel or not. It is not vowel. Okay, so this condition is false. You have to execute else part, that is C plus is equal to 1. What is the initial value of C? 0. So 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. Okay, C becomes 1 because we found one consonant. Okay. And the next letter is what? A. Check that A letter with the string 2. This A letter is present in string 2. So this if condition is true. So you have to add vowels by 1 because initial vowel value is what? 0. So 0 plus 1, 1. So this V becomes 1. And the next letter M. Okay. M is present or not in string 2? No. So you have to execute else part. So you have to add 1 with the consonant, that is C. Okay. So consonant becomes 2. Okay. So you have to execute these all the letters up to end. Okay. So you will get the output. The given string contains 11 vowels and 15 consonants. Okay. So this is the output. And next program to create episodarian series, which means list of elements appear in alphabetical order. Okay. So string 1 is given A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and next string 2, 8. Okay. So for loop is given for I in string 1. In print function I plus string 2 and end is equal to /t, which means blank space. Okay. So you have to take the letters one by one from the string 1. So you have to first take A. Okay. A plus string 2. So A 8 and the next tab. After that take the next letter B. B plus string 2. So B 8 and the next tab. And the next take next letter, that is C. C plus str2 means C 8. So again continue until H. Okay. So this is the output. And next C. Program that accept a string from the user and display the same after removing vowels from it. Okay. Here you are entering one string, that is mathematical foundations of computer science. You have to remove the all vowels in that string. Okay. So for that, here remove vowels is function, and within that is parameter is given, and temp str, that is a variable, is equal to single quotes is given, and next for I in S. Okay. You have to check the if condition. In the if condition vowels are there. You have to check the given string with the vowels. Okay. You have to check the string one by one. If the vowels is there, then you have to pass that character, which means skip that character. Okay. That vowels will not be printed on the output screen. But If it is not vowel, go to the next letter, again check the condition until you reaches the last letter. Okay, so you will get the output like this for this code. Okay, next see the program to count the occurrences of a character in the string, which means you are entering one character. The given character is how many times occur in the given string. That is the output. Okay, so see here, def count, count is the function name and sc are the parameters and c1 is the variable, that's initial value is 0, and for I in s for loop is given. Next if condition, if I is equal to c, here c means your searched character. Okay, if the searched character c is equal to I, then you have to update the value c1 is equal to c1 plus 1. Okay, and return c1. So here you are entering the string software engineering. Here enter a character to be searched e, you are entering e to search. Okay, so first take s from the software engineering. I means is. Okay, so s equal to e, c means e. Okay, no, this is false, so you have to see the next letter o. O is equal to e, no. Next see f is equal to e, no. T is equal to e, no. W is equal to e, no. A is equal to e, no. R is equal to e, no. E is equal to e, yes. So this if condition is true. So you have to see the next statement, c1 plus equal to 1, which means c1 is equal to c1 plus 1. c1 initial value is what? 0. So 0 plus 1, 1. So c1 becomes 1. Okay, so return that c1 value. Okay, next see, next e, that is uppercase e, so not equal, and next n not equal, next g not equal, next I not equal, next n not equal, and next e is equal to e. Yes, this condition also true. So again c1 plus is equal to 1, c1 value is what? 1. Okay, 1 plus 1, 2. So now this c1 becomes 2. Okay, and the next see, next letter e, so e is equal to e, true. Next again update the value of c1. c1 is equal to c1 plus 1. So what is the value of c1? 2. 2 plus 1, 3. So you have to return the value of c1. So this c1 becomes 3. And the next r, r not equal, and I not equal, and n not equal, and g not equal. So the given character e is occurs 3 times in the given string. Okay, it will be printed on the output screen. So this is the output. Okay, so this is about programs using strings. I hope you understand. Thank you, students.